Hi everyone. I hope you've missed us because we've missed you so much. Welcome to the Empress channel, where we inspire, we encourage families and individuals who are either in a relationship, they're married, so that they may understand the roles that they need to play. So today we come with content for the health segment, health section, just giving you more insights about what you've experienced and what you need to know. Please note, you don't want to miss this one. Yeah.
Niambie karibu.
Imagine. That is how she had to start. So anyway, welcome. Mambo karibu. Karibu sana.
Lazima univutie kiti.
Karibu.
Thank you. Hi guys. We have missed you. Yeah? Today is another day, another video. It has been a good day, yeah?
Yeah, it has been an awesome day.
Today is Terrific Tuesday. In short, what am I trying to say?
That is the day after Monday.
A day after Monday. So, welcome back guys to our channel, and hey, ya leo is just very close to my heart. Yeah?
Well, we shall explain why it's close to her heart.
Yes, it is very close to my heart. And yes, I think it's also going to educate most of our ladies. I must say it's also very close to the ladies, other ladies, yeah, because I think it's something very vital for every lady to know. Definitely. Hata sisi ni kujua tumejua, like we keep learning. Life is a learning what process, yeah. Kwa class sisi wote. And yeah, so today we are going to talk about
so you got pregnant, you delivered.
Oh yeah.
So there was a subsequent checkup that you're supposed to go.
Yes, tulikuwa tumeenda checkup. And yes, I was waiting for that checkup like nobody's business. It was like a date for me. So, and it is a checkup that women go. Is it between 6 to 8
months? Yeah, depending.
Not months, weeks.
I said weeks.
Oh,
6 to 8 weeks after delivery.
Yes, after delivery.
Yeah,
and it's a very important clinic.
Yeah.
Because otherwise unaweza jipata uko kwa process ingine.
It's not even because of that, but it's just to ensure that her side of the body is okay. If she's having any pains, so the gyna will check out what's going on. And it's purely to ensure that their health and their body is adjusting to the new situation. Remember, her body has, for 9 months, has been carrying another life. And in her case, remember, from the first trimester, she had high blood pressure. So for us, this was a very important checkup because it was to rubber stamp that the condition that she was in, the preeclampsia situation, was now either okay or she needed more medication. So as at now, we can say we are glad we are off the medicine.
Yes,
she has been taking ×3 pressure medicine.
They're crazy. They're not exciting at all.
Yeah, because the body adjusts slowly. So remember, 9 months having a baby. In her case, almost 8 months with preeclampsia. So that means her body was used to taking those medicine to curb and to regulate the high blood pressure. So it had to adjust again slowly post pregnancy.
Yeah.
So, and still, that is not the main reason why she considered this appointment close to her heart. Hey, you'll be shocked why. So there we were. We went to the doctor. You for the checkup. We thank God everything went well.
Yeah.
She was okay.
My pressure was okay.
Yes,
My,
her body has
literally
adjusted
everything.
well.
Yeah, getting back to normal.
Yeah,
literally everything is okay. So we thank God.
Yeah, we thank God for that. So this is where the doctor's discussion changes. So this is where we now start talking about, you've gotten a baby. Is it the last one or still you need another one? Do you want to get another one as soon as possible, or do you want a gap? So that discussion leads to contraceptives, which is a very contentious issue. We have to control the population in Africa, in Kenya. Therefore, contraceptives have come in, and family planning, so that we may understand and we may regulate the number of children. We cannot be able to peleka these toys for CBC system if you're getting 10 children, manzi. You cannot be able even to buy food stuff. Therefore, it's good for you to use contraceptives. So today we are going to talk about this contentious issue called contraceptives. Most of you don't know. You just go for whatever you hear. Most of the people do pills, but they never understand options that are there and why you need to do certain options.
Yeah. And I think it's very important. Actually, the main reason why it's very close to my heart, it's because it has its advantages and disadvantages. So if you as a woman don't get to understand what works for you, my friend,
things will happen.
And you will probably start regretting using contraceptives, yet ni wewe hukuenda kutafuta the right options for you. Yeah,
that's a very good point, by the way.
Yeah.
So most of you, what you do, you ask your colleague or your friend, niaje, what do you use, and then you go and use it. What you haven't understood is that certain contraceptive behave certain way to certain people. Okay? Yeah. So utasikia mwenzako anatumia the family planning pills, you'll go to the chemist, you'll diagnose yourself, hallelujah, you've taken the family planning, and then poof, there you are, nika unakula sana. So your body as a lady start becoming big, and then we know it's very sad, but again, it's very factual what will happen. You if your husband is that kind of a person or your boyfriend is that kind of a person who likes or loved you being slender and you're now gaining weight, you start having some friction again on your end, your self-esteem. So it's good for you to understand contraceptives.
Yeah.
So we will take you the direction of the contraceptives as per what we were recommended and why. This is going to help a certain dimension of people, and then later on we are going to advance that discussion to the other side. Okay? So, my lovely lady, as we have spoken in other earlier clips, has faced, before she got a baby, hormonal issues. So this is something that she has faced before, and hormonal issues come with things like skin issues, come with excessive bleeding, comes with weight. And you see, one of the solutions, as you've heard before, is that you get a baby. So now baby number 2 is here. You don't want to get a baby again to try and rectify this situation.
Definitely.
So this time round, you sit down and you inquire further about the contraceptive. So this is the information we would like to tell ladies who face hormonal issues. Please, you can seek further clarification and further what is it called? Advice from your gynae or your doctor. But if you have hormonal issue, it is good for you. Best recommendation is do not use hormonal contraceptives, purely because apparently if you have hormonal issues and use hormonal contraceptives, there's high probability of making the hormonal symptoms and hormonal consequences become more.
reaction, catalyst.
Ina catalyze.
Yeah.
So it can lead to even crazier hormonal stuff. So the best option for you to take is non-hormonal. Okay? So non-hormonal in this case, to our understanding and the advice we were given, there's only one effective non-hormonal contraceptive,
which is said it is 90. Is it 99?
99%.
99% successful.
Successful in the objective that's supposed to do. And so Coil is the most effective non-hormonal contraceptive. And I know, kwanza unajua saizi mmesikia Coil and you're thinking, but I know nani, I have heard of stories on Facebook, I've heard of stories, people saying that, you know what, I used Coil, I got pregnant, I used Coil, mtoya kapatikana, that kind of things. Please note, that's only 1%. That's the interesting thing. Only 1% out of the people who use Coil get to that level of getting babies out of having used that contraceptive. And from our understanding is that could be as a result of probably the Coil coming down. Okay, that is the reason. So the Coil, the picture that you see currently shows you the Coil. So what happens is the Coil is placed in your uterus, and then those flaps, as you can see, they effectively ensure that the sperm does not travel to the fallopian tubes. Yeah, remember, fertilization happens in the fallopian tube, then whatever is fertilized comes down to the uterus wall. So it ensures that the sperm does not travel to the fallopian tube. And if it does, it ensures that whatever has fertilized in the fallopian tube does not attach. Remember, it has to attach itself to the uterus wall.
Yeah.
So that is what a Coil does in simple terms.
Yeah.
So the picture that we have put, as you can see, shows you how the Coil looks like and how it works. So the process of putting in a Coil, baby, unasikiaje?
I don't want to think about it, and maybe kuna
before tufikie hapo, unaona ameanza uoga. Before tufikie hapa, let's continue the learning before we get to the fears around the Coil. So in her case, or rather, let me try and explain in this dimension. Everything has a pro and a con. Okay, so the most effective non-hormonal contraceptive is the Coil. Now, its side effects, there are side effects. Everything has side effects. So the side effect of a Coil include
heavy bleeding.
Yes. So if you have cases of, or you've had before cases of heavy bleeding, there's high probability that you'll also experience it.
Yeah.
High probability.
Which is a risk, actually.
Yes, which is a risk. But then, even if you've not had this situation where you get excessive bleeding, one of the things that you're going to experience as a side effect of Coil is now lengthy menstrual period. So even if you don't experience heavy bleeding, you'll have lengthy menstrual period, menses, and then you might have some cramps. So those are side effects that you'll get. There might be some cramps. And again, this is something that has been placed in your body that wasn't there. So I can imagine you'll have, you can have some
painful cramps and all that.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Plus, I think some discomfort of a kind.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. So for those like in her case who have experienced excessive bleeding before, and you want to use the Coil, whose side effects include prolonged menses, and therefore in her case who has experienced before heavy bleeding, it might reoccur. The best option is to put in a bit of hormones on the coil. Very interesting things about biology, right? So again, the picture that we've shown you right now. So at this elongated section that comes out, the vertical section that comes down from the flap, which looks like an umbrella, downwards, that's where the hormones are placed. So these hormones, don't worry, as we had outlined, that if you use hormonal contraceptives and you have hormonal issues, you might have repercussions later. No, these hormones are actually a third of the hormones that are in implants, and they are very little considered against the pills. Okay, so the hormones will ensure and regulate the environment to ensure that you don't get excessive bleeding. That's the essence of them.
Yeah,
the hormones. Yes. So maybe you might probably inform us that how long will the coil be useful, or how long does the coil last in your body?
Well, it goes up to 5 years.
Yes.
So you will have intervals of 5 years if you have to change.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to continue using it. So 5 years, and after 5 years you put another one. Yeah.
So after 5 years you have to go back to your doctor, who will remove it and put a new one. Okay.
But then it's also important to note that if you happen to put the non-hormonal one, and then you start now bleeding, you have to go back utolewe, so that it can be put. You can be given another option.
Yeah, you can be given another option. You can, but then if you think it's okay for you to continue in that situation, you'll have to bear having excessive bleeding for 5 years, and I think that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would choose that for themselves. But again, bodies are different, you know. Kuna watu wengine it just works for them.
Yeah. Without even the hormone. So if you have had excessive bleeding before, please don't even try using without the hormones. It will just lead to, there's high probability that you'll get excessive bleeding, which is something that I don't think you want to experience. So through the 5 years, you will be going for checkup. So this checkup has to mainly to ensure that the coil is well placed. Yes, and it hasn't dropped.
Yeah.
Wow. So the coil can drop. So if it drops,
it's crazy to think about it, because if it drops, haina kazi.
Yes. If it drops, remember those flaps are to ensure that sperms don't travel to the fallopian. So if it drops, it means it's not blocking them. So let me explain, or rather, my wife, please explain what happens if it drops. What is the recommendation that should occur?
When it drops?
Yes.
Of course, it has to be removed and put back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it drops, you have to go back to the doctor. Yes.
The process starts again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can imagine it has to be removed, then a new one has to be placed in your uterus, because now whatever you have is not fulfilling the objective.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think that most of the cases within that 1% who claim to have gotten babies while they had coil, there is high probability that that coil could have dropped.
Yeah, or maybe it moved, and even if it didn't drop, it moved, and what is it called?
Yeah, purely that's. So any movement is a drop.
Any movement.
It's a drop from where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because remember, the top part should reach the highest point in the uterus. That's all. Even when the doctor is placing it, he ensures that he pushes that rod till he reaches the end of the uterus for it to attach in an umbrella-like formation, and then that's how it's considered effective. So if it shifts, it moves anyway, that means it's not going to fulfill its objective, and therefore there's high probability of you getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that's not information overload, and let's go to the side of what may freak you out about a coil. This one I'll leave it to the so what is this thing that is making you freak out about a coil?
Hey, the point of dropping.
So
okay, let's start from
yes.
Kuwekwa kwanza. It's already a stressful thing for me, because I don't want to imagine the process. Personally, I've never had a coil, so it's just freaking.
Being placed, yeah, it can be. We were told that it can be a bit uncomfortable, because remember, it's that shaft which has the coil inside that is pushed inside your cervix to the uterus until they reach the end. The end of the uterus for it to now be released. Yeah. So you may ask yourself, how is it going to be removed if it was to drop, or if you reach the 5 years?
Yeah.
So the coil has a string. As you can see in this picture, there's a string down there which is now used to pull the coil down. So remember, this string does not come out of the physical, easy words, which is the best word to use? The string does not come out like a tampon string.
Oh yeah.
The string comes out of the uterus. So remember how mlifunzwa reproduction, watu wa KU. Anyway, watu wa KU mnajua reproduction. So there's the uterus, there's the cervix, and then the string comes out of the uterus. There's still a section where now that string will be placed. Okay, so let's go to the cost. So we have not done adequate market research on the cost. That we can tell you for free. However, we will tell you the cost of the coil from our gynae's place. So our gynae outlined that it will cost about 18,000. This 18,000 is inclusive of consultation, and consultation in that place is usually 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can accurately say that it will cost 15,000 to be precise. Now plus the consultation of 3,000.
Yeah.
So this means when you're planning, it's not a small cost, and most of the insurance don't cover, which is very interesting considering that they should cover, so that they reduce the number of occurrences of pregnancies, which is costlier.
More costly.
Yeah, you can imagine 18,000 against 100 plus thousand.
Yeah.
So if you're planning to use the coil as a contraceptive approach, please ensure that you buff up your pocket, because now it means you'll cough up between 15,000, probably others might be 10,000. We've not done a market research on the cost, but then 15,000 to 20,000 will be utilized for that exercise.
But I think, babe, we should try and tuende kwa different hospitals.
Yeah.
Tuanze kuulizia
the price, ama?
Yeah, the prices. We hear different prices from different hospitals, because I was asking, you remember me asking you, hi, you ndio bei inakwanga ya hii kitu, in all hospitals, because I've never had people complain. People just love it. I don't know. You
see, the reason why people don't complain is that, I'm sorry to say, but most people rush to the pills, which are affordable, very affordable. Very few people go for the coil, and those who go for the coil seem to have planned themselves financially. Probably that's why you'll never hear. Yeah. However, please, if you know different prices for the coil based on your experience, do write to us under the comments. Let us know a certain hospital or a certain pharmacy charges this amount, let us know. Just give us information so that we may share with others.
Yeah.
Somebody may benefit at this point.
Yeah. Including us.
Yeah, including us. Yes, including us. So that is it from our end.
Yeah,
we thought it will be good for you to learn more about the contraceptives. However, in these health segments, we always do a summary, points to note.
Yeah.
One, if you have ever experienced hormonal complication or hormonal issues, it is advisable for you to use non-hormonal contraceptives.
Yeah.
Purely because if you use a hormonal one, there is high probability you might exaggerate or make your situation worse, have more complex hormonal issues.
Yeah.
So that's one.
But I have to note as well, babe, I think some of you should know that initially, personally, I was using pills for regulating the hormones.
Yeah.
As well as a form of contraceptive. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's only that this time round, taking pills, you can always forget taking a pill. Yeah. And if you're very cautious, you ought not to choose pills, by the way.
Yeah. Plus, we don't know the long-term issues that were developed if you use the pill for 5 years, for 10 years. Yes, because I think you only use for 2 years.
No.
Yes, roughly there.
2 years. Even after we got our firstborn, I
continuously
taking, yeah.
Continuously used for about 2 years.
Oh, continuously 2 years, yeah.
So you can imagine, probably that's the reason why we were advised to use hormonal, purely because now you want to take a longer break, and we don't know the repercussion. So yes, if you've gotten a baby and you want to use a long-term contraceptive and you've had hormonal issues, one, opt for non-hormonal contraceptive, and it seems like in the market it's only one, that's Coil. 2, if you have experienced excessive menses and you have opted to use a Coil, please ensure that you use Coil that has hormones. So it's small quantity of hormones, but those hormones are purely to ensure that your uterus does not discharge excessive blood.
Yeah.
So it will help you not experience the discomfort that comes with having excessive or heavy menses. 3, ensure if you have a Coil that you continuously go for checkup. People usually go for gynecological checkups only when they are pregnant
or experiencing
challenges. Yeah. So when you have a Coil, ensure that you arrange with your gyna. It can be once in 3 months, but you need to go for checkup to ensure that they see that the Coil is in the right position. You don't want to be one of the 1% just because it dropped and you did not note. 4, if you plan to use the Coil, please ensure that either your insurance can cover, and if not, ensure that you plan yourself adequately when it comes to the finances. In our case, we've been informed that it will cost about 15,000 plus the 3,000 consultation, which is covered by the insurance. So it's 15,000 that we need to try and come up with. And then what else? The Coil lasts for 5 years. That's the last one. So meaning that's a long-term contraceptive. So that's it from us. I hope you've learned something. If not, let us know areas that we can discuss more. We'll definitely come with content around implants and the rest, which are hormonal, just to ensure that you learn more through us. So from our end is to tell you, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. It helps us get to more people and we advise more people. Remember, this is the health segment. Wish you all the best and we love you very much. Bye bye.
Peace out.